Okay, so this is like my 10th time trying to film this because I've been interrupted so many times. 1 by my cat, 2 by my sinuses because I'm so congested, 3 by me just rambling so much I have to stop the video, and 4, I don't know, I don't know the 4th reason. Honestly, I feel like this is some kind of force in the universe trying to tell me not to make this video, but I want to make this video because it's kind of entertaining and I'll say mildly entertaining. I don't want to get your hopes up too much, but I always like knowing the tea about people's college like situation. So I'm kind of just gonna like tell you guys about how my first year of college went, and more importantly tell you about my psycho college roommate. Do I think she was actually a psycho? No.
Was she extremely inconsiderate and messy and disgusting and annoying?
Yes. So we're gonna discuss that. I hope this video is a lesson to anyone going into college to really get to know the person you're going to be rooming with. Either there's 2 options. Really get to know the person you're going to be rooming with, really get to know them before you move in, or do not meet them at all. Like, go in completely random, because I feel like then you have no expectations of the person, and like, if anything, have the worst expectations of who they could be, so anything is better than what you expect. That's my advice, but whatever. You can do what you want, but you might want to listen to that. So there were a lot of things wrong with me and my roommate. Now, number 1 red flag should have been that we met on Reddit. However, not my cat trying to break in again. Anyway, so number 1 red flag was us meeting on Reddit. So again, meet people on Reddit at your own risk. I don't know. So I met this girl on Reddit. She was from California. She liked frenemies. She seemed just very funny. Like, we had the same sense of humor via text. From that, I instantly was like, do you want to be roommates? Because I don't even think I was the one to ask. I think she was. And I was like, yes, I'm down. Because 1, I was desperate.
I'm desperate.
And 2, I was like, oh, she seems like chill. Like, we also did talk about like standard like roommate things, like what we would agree on, if that makes sense. And we seemed very compatible. Well, you know, I'm actually gaslighting myself right now. I convinced myself at the time that we were very compatible, but again, there were many red flags in our Reddit messages because I'm someone who goes to bed very early. She was someone who goes to bed extremely late. So even when we were texting, I would text her and it would take her literally like 10 hours to respond because our sleep schedules were so different. That should have been an indicator, like,
you should not be living with each other.
Especially in like a freshman year dorm where you're in such like close proximity with each other. If you told me that before I moved in, I would have been like,
no, like, we're gonna be best friends, like, you don't understand, like, you don't get it.
So yeah, any red flags, I ignored them. This is like, I'm explaining this now and almost having like a cathartic moment because I'm like,
damn, you were so stupid. Like,
girl, you did this to yourself. Like, I don't even know. So anyway, we move in and it was already a little weird because, you know, my side of the room was very like standard dorm. Like, it looked like a freshman year dorm. Like, it was decorated like decently. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like a freshman year dorm for a girl. Her side looked like no one lived there, and I mean that so genuinely. She had a pillow, 1 sheet, and a blanket. And I know that's like, you know, normal, like you have like sheets, a blanket, and a pillow, but it just looked like no one lived on that side of the room. Like, it looked like I was getting my friend from like out of state to like crash in my room for a weekend. Like, that's genuinely how it looked, because she didn't even have any other like personal items in her side of the room. Like, it just looked so empty. Like, it was almost like scary. Like, no posters, no memorabilia. It was weird. Like, I was like, okay, interesting. interesting, but like, who am I to judge? Doesn't really matter. So we end up becoming close friends. However, I was already kind of getting like pissed with her the first month we were living together because she would not shut up about this guy she met over the summer who she had a fling with. And she really didn't have a fling with him. Like, he was low-key using her. Like, you could tell from all the stories. She would literally not shut up about him, and I was like, girly, you're not even a freshman yet, and he's a senior. Like, let's do the math here. I don't want to hear about this story anymore when you only went on like 2 dates with him. Maybe like a week of dates with him, max. I'm like, bro, okay, whatever. Well, I was so done. I was actually really done. But like, other than that annoying part, we were like good. But slowly, our income difference was becoming apparent. And she was extremely wealthy, and I'm extremely not. Meaning like, I'm normal, whereas she is like money. So like, I'm like poor compared to her. She
was like, oh, my parents like went to Mark Zuckerberg's wedding, you know, like.
She was establishing herself within the hierarchy. Like, she was making it clear, like, oh.
Yeah, my family's something. You know, we're something.
I think I know more about American girls than you do,
You never get any American girls.
Which, like, cool for your parents for going to, you know, his wedding. Do I care? No, I don't like Facebook like that, so I don't care. Anyway, her name was also, I'm not trying to dox her, but her name was Lana. So like, I love Lana Del Rey. So at the time, all the annoying stuff she did, I kind of like overlooked it because I was like, I love Lana Del Rey. So I was like, her name's Lana. Like, I love Lana Del Rey, so I have to like my roommate, right? No. Who said that? Like, she was kind of like literally ruining I can't speak. She was kind of ruining Lana Del Rey for me. Like, I had to honestly stop listening to Lana for like a hot minute because I was just reminded of her presence and it was giving me anxiety when I would think about her. But I still listened to Lana anyway because, I mean, I was depressed, so I needed depressing music. But anytime I listened to the music, I'd become more depressed because I'd think of my roommate who was giving me the depression. So anyway, it was so bad. But how did it get so bad, you wonder? So it became very apparent in me and my roommate's relationship that I was going to need to be the mother. She did not know how to take care of herself. Not only did she like not shower every day and like, you know, was like dirty in that aspect, she did not know how to clean up after herself. She would leave like food out and not throw it away. And if she did throw it away, she would not take the trash out. So it's like, you can't just leave food in the trash can for a couple days because that's gonna stink up the whole room because the room is the size of a closet. So like, girl, when you throw food away, by the end of the day, you should be taking that, you know, out, you know, but she didn't understand that. So I would have to ask her or like remind her, like, could you like throw out your stuff? And she took that as offensive, which, you know, I probably was passive aggressive about it, but wouldn't you be if your room stunk all the time? Anyway, so slowly I was just, you know, having to be a mom, like clean up after yourself. And also like when she would go out, she was just like messy to be around with. Blackout instantly, crying about her problems. And
to be fair,
it sounded like she did have some trauma when she was younger. However, I have trauma too, girl, and I cannot be taking care of you literally every single night. No, it's too exhausting. It was getting like actually so exhausting. And not only that, but like she would also rope me into stuff that I was like, girl, I'm literally like so exhausted from interacting with people. Leave me out of your stuff sometimes. Like, I was so extroverted for like how many weeks straight trying to meet people in college that I just got burnt out. I was like, listen, like I need to take some time for myself because actually like if I interact with more people, I'm going to have a panic attack and go over the edge. I just remember she brought like all these people in our room. Mind you, I'm trying to watch like fucking anime, okay? I'm trying to watch One Piece in my room because this is at the point where I was catching up with One Piece priorities. And she just brings all these like people back to our room. And this is past like freaking quiet hours. So I'm just like, bitch, like if you get us in trouble, like I'm so done because we're not even just gonna get in trouble for that. Like there's other reasons we're gonna get in trouble right now, and I wasn't even with y'all. Like I'm just trying to sleep. But I really wasn't trying to, you know, I was just watching TV, but like sometimes I'd fake being asleep so that she would like leave the room and then I could have the room alone. See, I was a little toxic too, but we'll get into that. So I just remember we got like reported for being like loud, and I was like got written up, and I was like, seriously girl, like I was just sitting in my bed and then you brought all these people in here, like what am I supposed to do? It was so sad, but like that, I mean, honestly looking back, like whatever, like I survived, but at the time it was like extremely annoying. I don't know. She would just do like she was just very messy, figuratively and literally. So we slowly started like hanging out outside of like school less. We slowly started becoming less close because I was like, I cannot be a mom to you anymore. Yeah, so I just stopped going out with them a lot because I was like, I'm gonna be the one to take care of her because we're in the same room. So they're gonna be like, oh, go do this, go bring her back. And I'm like, why me? Like, I get it. You gotta stick around for your friends. But also, if you're a friend in a group,
do not be the one that everyone has to take care of because you're so messy, because you're so annoying anyway.
That's a little rant. So yeah, we just started becoming less close, and I don't think that's an issue, honestly. I feel like most people have like roommates they're friends with at first, and then they make friends like outside of that. So like honestly, I don't mind not being friends with my roommates. That was never an issue to me that we weren't best friends. The issue was that like we got in a fight or something because I told her like to clean up, and then there was all this passive aggressiveness, and I was just like, I don't even want to be in the room with you anymore because when I'm in the room with you, like we both like seem like we're about to punch each other in the face, you know? So then it was getting bad to that point where it was like, I don't think we can like live in the same room with each other anymore.
And that just was like literally purely was built up because of so many like little incidents that kept happening. It was never like
anything crazy that happened. It was literally like her being messy, me asking her not to be messy. Yeah, that was kind of like it. That was kind of like the basis of things. And this was like extreme messiness. I know I might have OCD, but like this was actually messiness. Like I would send photos of this to my family and they would be terrified for me living in that room because it looked so vile. But also like I just want to highlight that she also was so annoying because then she got a boyfriend, and anytime your roommate gets a boyfriend, it's not a good situation, but freaking would have the room like all afternoon and ask me not to come in, which like I don't want to be in the room when you guys are in there. But when every day you reserve the room from like 12 till 5, that's a little much. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not allowed to come back to my room from 12 till 5. Whatever. So I went along with that actually for a good how many months until one day I was like literally had food poisoning or like the stomach bug or something, and I remember sitting outside of my class about to, ew, I'm so sorry, I'm like holding my tissue. I'm sorry. I literally was sitting outside of my class, I remember, and I was actually like sitting on the ground about to vomit, and I was like,
why am I about to go to class right now? Like the only reason I'm about to go to class right now is because I don't have anywhere else to go because I can't go back to my room.
But then in that moment I was like, no, stand up for yourself. You're going back to your room right now because you're about to freaking puke. So of course I texted my roommate. I was like, I'm coming back to the room right now. I'm actually like physically ill. And she was like, no, you're not. And I was like, yes, I am coming back to the room. And she was like, well, like give us like 20 minutes. And I was like, no, like I'm actually gonna vomit. Like I'm walking back right now. And she was like, ugh, make it 10. And I was like, girl, I'm walking back to the room right now. When I get back, I'm going in the room. Like, if you guys want to be near me while I'm puking, feel free, but I'm coming back to the room. And I remember walking to the room and they were leaving at the same time, and I was like, I don't even know if we said anything to each other. Like, we just like did not even interact. Honestly, don't know where this video was left off because I just got a call from my mother about getting a sleep study done because I could have sleep apnea still. Anyway, cut the cameras. But yeah, so it was just really toxic. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know where the story left off. I don't know, guys. I'm so crazy. I don't know where the story left off.